Oh snap!
I thought you were counting. Is that
Okay. Oh snap! This is part 2.
Continue, Ghana.
That one did not land. That
I
one
was
did not
like,
land.
no, this is new. When you're about to speak about part 2 about traumas, and when are you like
Excited?
from the get-go. Otherwise, guys, welcome back. It is good to be back. This is part 2.
This is part 2 of the topic that we did, childhood traumas. We did promise that we're going to do a part 2. It's not going to be long like the first one because I think we said mostly in the first episode. So here we're just here to finish off.
We are Yivageo, and we're here just to heal. Otherwise, my name is Ntombi Toto. I am with Sipo, and we're speaking about all topics that make your fingers
Snap!
So it is good to be back. So basically, let me read a quote. If you watch the previous part 1. Actually, I forgot how to say. It says, one of the most painful things you can do to yourself is to hate yourself because of what has happened to you.
Yes.
And can you guess who said that? Can you guess? It is the man next to me. It is the man next to me. So today, basically, we're going to give you guys solutions. But before we get started, as I was saying from the previous video, is that I was motivating, but Usipo didn't see as motivating, but as collab. As I was saying, we move, we get better, we push forward. Even if today you're feeling a bit down, sis, get up, brother, get up, and we try again, we heal again.
Yeah.
So, should I start with me?
Yeah, I think, just on that part of saying these are solutions, obviously they are, as we said in the previous episodes, we are not professionals, we are not experts on these issues, it's just more, yeah, we didn't even go to school for this, but it's a case of saying, listen, we've been through such a situation, this is how we got through it, and at the same time, it's also starting conversation, with different people, you get my point, because I think at times, as long as, you'll find that at times we are all thinking the same thing, we are all going through the same experience, but everyone is in a corner, is keeping quiet because no one's speaking about it. So hopefully that this could be a conversation that you could start with your own self, you can start with your own friends, you can start with your own partner, especially if you see that at the times you could see someone is going through a difficult time, So this could be a conversation that just provoke that conversation to happen so that healing can also be in the process of happening.
Yeah, the question is, who are you willing to let in? Earlier on, I was watching a YouTube video from Usibumbanza. He was speaking about grief, and he said something that I will open to my girlfriend when I'm ready. Sometimes we don't become ready and like for the rest of our lives. So the question is, who are you willing to open up to so the healing process can start happening? Because the sooner the better, Papa.
Yeah.
The sooner the better. So I want to pose that question. So let me share mine, how I dealt with mine. From the previous video, I did share that my father was sick and stuff, but I don't want to dwell there, but let me dwell more on when my father passed away. For those who don't know, my father basically passed away with unnatural causes, yes. And it's just one of those things where after the death and everything, you question a lot of things. And then I'm not going to go into the story. If you do want to watch the video about it, you can scroll down from my very first few videos and you can watch the story how I lost my father and everything. But after that, I got sick, I lost weight, I didn't want to be around people. I got irritated even to be at church because you would see people with their families and stuff, and there was a point in my life where I just disconnected to all my family members. Literally the only person I really spoke with was one of my uncles, and everyone else I just disconnected. I blocked people on WhatsApp and everything. And even after you get people who speak to you, no, forgive this and that and that and that, which, guys, forgiving is a process. Can I just say that it is a process? It's not an easy thing where you can say, Sipo, forgive, and then life goes on. It takes time, it takes communication, it takes time with yourself, and you're like, yes, Ntoni, let me be the better person and just forgive these people, because sometimes you might be willing to forgive, but they're not willing to ask for forgiveness. So that's another issue. So I had to come into terms. I remember my friend saying that you might never get a sorry or whatsoever. So I had to live with that. So for me to be able to move on with life, I had to live with that and just tell myself that life goes on. And for those who know, I lost a lot of weight. I went to a psychologist. I really struggled to sleep. The only time I could really sleep, I used to sleep with sleeping pills. And then this guy next to me, like I recently just met him, and it was our few months still dating and stuff. He was very supportive. He would come from dispatch to where I was living, and he was very supportive. Like sometimes it's nice to have someone who's supportive. It could be a family member, a friend, whosoever. So whenever I'm down, not feeling well, I will let him know. Go to my psychologist sessions, and I even stopped working. It was just bad. And I don't know if people do get that way. You just sit and then you feeling all emotional and just cry. Basically you are depressed, but because of everything that's going on, and you're not getting sorry, you're not forgiving yourself or whatsoever. But the sessions did help. Opening up to Sipho did help. Speaking about it did help. And do you know what I've learned is that revenge is not worth it, Papa. Revenge is really not worth it. So whoever upsetted you, whoever has done you wrong or whatsoever, don't be upset with them. Don't revenge, because it's not worth it. But let life do its course. Karma. We don't wish karma on people, but on anyone, but it just happens if you live freely and you just give freely and just forgive freely. So I think this is the year of healing, and people just need to heal. People just need to let go, and don't do it for the other person, do it for yourself.
I think also, one of the things that I learned on my painful situation, not necessarily discussing more about it, but it was now it's that part of, you need to own your story. You need to own your past. That's what has made you to be who you are today. I think at times we become so shy with our past, we become so shy with our stories, that we forget that that's what has made us to be the people that we are today. So I think at times, there's nothing wrong that happened to you. Yes, it was painful, but there's nothing embarrassing about it. There's nothing shameful about it. You went through that experience. It has made you who you are today. You are the strong person that you are. You think the way you are. Yes, you might not be a perfect individual, just like how we're not a perfect individual, but that experience has contributed to being the person that you are today. So I think it's also that part of other ways to find ways to heal. Own your story, own your past. You get my point. If someone wants to know about you, tell them, let them know about it. This is what I went through. Obviously, when you are ready to share, you get my point. But because I think at times we spend so much time trying to hide what we've been through, being shameful about it, and then we end up feeling guilty. We end up wishing that I so wish I grew up in that household. I so wish I had that mother, I had that father, all of that. You don't know the stories of those people, you get my point. But I just want to simply say, for me, what has helped me to move forward, to say, listen, I own my story. That happened to me. I was the person who was there. I know it was not my fault. I forgive myself for blaming myself for the childhood traumas. As you said in the previous video, we were just children, man. How do you run older people's lives when you're a child? You get my point? But it's your story. It has happened to you. There's no need to be shy about it, embarrassed about it. Anyone who's mature will understand where you're coming from. And as we're going forward, it's more of when you find the right time to speak to that person. At times I always say, even if you don't find the person to speak to, but you can always speak to God if you believe in Him. If you don't speak to God, you can always write about your own experiences and keep the book to yourself. You get my point? I think talking at times doesn't mean that you have to go to a group of people or find a partner because at times you're not ready, but you can always take a book, write what you've been through, write your thoughts, and keep them to yourself if you want to keep them to yourself. But the part of venting out, I think for me it is important than to keep it in and then it kills you.
Yeah, it actually makes me think of that if I didn't go through all of those things, that I wouldn't have given birth to Mrs. Brokenkrantz, because
Yes.
I felt like that I was a broken vessel. As much as I felt like people have wronged me, but you also notice traits about yourself that actually I'm a broken vessel, I'm a broken person. And basically the beauty about this, broken people are very much useful to God. So I wrote something on Instagram. It said, if not now, when? So if you're not going to let go, like when do you want the healing process to begin, if not now? And also I want to say this quote. It says, never forget how widely capable you are. Sometimes just because you don't want to heal, just because you don't want to speak, I hope that is not like a hurdle for you to evolve. Like ingenzeka into like your vision or your that big thing that you're supposed to have, but because you don't want to heal, it's basically just there.
Yeah, I think also one of the favorite things that Khumelo once said to me, it was to say there's no pain that is wasted. We go through difficult issues, difficult situations, so that we can become the people that we are, so that we can motivate others. There's no pain that is wasted. Every pain that we've been through,
it's worth it.
It's worth it. It's going to motivate the next person. It's going even to motivate. Because at times, today we go through difficult stuff, but because of our painful childhood traumas, we're like, I can overcome this because I'm coming from that kind of a painful situations, At some time, you can always help the other individual. So whatever pain you've been through, small or big, don't let it go to waste. You get my point? Find healing, find a way to heal. And when you have healed, help others using that situation that you've been through.
Makes me, okay. Guys, it's like it keeps coming. It makes me think of Michael Todd, what he said, go do it to the next person again. Going back to what you said, own your story. Own your story and tell the next person. Motivate your story about it. Motivate the next person about your story.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know, but something in my heart says that give a person, like, if you know that someone has been going through a hard time, send them an SMS and say that you've got this.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay. We move and God is going to give you the strength. If not, give them a hug. If not, like, just a sweet, if not, give them a call. Even just to say that I'm proud of the trials and tribulations that you've been through and how you articulated yourself through all those. Ooh, yeah, even like English.
Ooh.
Snap.
During the week.
What are you trying to say? I tell you, mom, love. Oh, guys, that was snap. Yeah, I'm only there.
Sorry.
But I was going to say that give them a hug, a phone call. Just say I'm proud of you. Like, you don't even have to specify on what, but just give them a hug, a phone call. Just say I love you, I appreciate you, and
yeah. My closing shot for the day. It's simple like this. There's a quotation that Ntombi loves that says, "Where there's no vision, people perish." And I think what we need to go through the process of, you need to vision the person that you want to become. You need to vision the person that you want to become. You need to think about yourself. And once you vision the person that you want to become, then work towards that person. So if you see yourself being, as a business person, equip yourself, into that. If you see yourself being a person who has healed, who wants to go and help others, develop yourself to that. I think it's very important for us to know that in a year from now, in 2 months from now, I want to be this person. For example, we are having issues with weight and we kind of want to lose some weight.
Why?
So we need to vision ourselves. Who do we want to become?
You.
So that we
what
can
if
come
I'm happy with my weight?
That's not what we said last night. So that we can work towards that. So we need to vision. I need to vision myself.
Actually, look.
Yeah, okay, Jim has started,
Jim has started and we're being intentional.
Yes, I need to vision myself, the person that I want to become, so that I can work towards that, So I think even if you're going through a difficult time, always see yourself being healed. And how are you going to get healed? What ways are you going to get there?
Okay, things that you can get out of this: no pain wasted. We own your story, heal, and evolve to your vision.
Yes.
Sorry,
snap.
And I don't like saying things and then I don't do it. So I want to say, Mr. Tota, I'm proud of you. how you tackled your trials and tribulations, even though I wasn't there, but I'm very much proud of you. So give me a hug.
Okay.
So you have to be practical, otherwise guys, I silly like otherwise guys, it was good. See you soon, and
Snap! Thank you.